Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the What's Good Dough podcast. Today, we got a special guest joining us. We are joined today by Chopped Royalty, a freaking champ, of a fucking stud, and a good friend of mine, Rob from Taglio Pizza. What's good, man?
What's up, buddy? What's good, though?
What's good?
I don't know about Chopped Royalty, bro. I think, I don't know if one episode of a victory gets you that royalty status, but what's up, buddy?
I'm here with you, man. That's what's up. And I want to get into the details. Part of the show is really talking about how we can help people in their businesses, whether you're new or you're old. And something you've experienced as of late was this win on Chopped. The news is out. If you're following Rob on Instagram, if you're not, it's all there to be seen.
Spoiler
so there's no
alert.
secrets out here.
Yeah.
But we want to talk about spoiler alert. Sorry, y'all. But we're going to talk about how you got into it. How was it? And what's going on next?
Yeah.
Is that cool with you?
Yeah, that's cool. That's fine. I'm an open book. So basically how I got into Chopped or how it all. Okay.
There's a structure to the show, bro. You can't be fucking with it.
All right, my bad, bro. Listen, I'm not a podcast expert over here. I'm just doing my best. But you lead the way, Captain.
I will. There's one question that we always have to ask before starting. There's no right or wrong answer. What's good, though?
What's good, though? I asked you that first, actually, but no, what's good? Honestly,
I got to hear from you.
Honestly, right now, man, everything is really, really good, though. I mean, life is crazy. I'm in a place that in pizza and in business and in life that I couldn't have imagined I would be 5 years ago when I opened up my pizzeria. I kind of put 100% of my effort, my passion, everything into it. And I think it's all paying off. And that's just what happens when you work hard and you have a passion for something and you pursue it and you go full force. Don't hold back at all. Like, life is short, man. You got to go full force and take what you want and take what's yours. And honestly, man, everything has worked out. I worked hard for this and I went through a lot of bullshit to make this happen for myself. The pizza world is a weird place. And there's so many different little things you have to do to get recognized or get respect. So I think what's good, though, is everything is good right now. And I'm so blessed to have a platform like being here with you. You know what I mean? And to share my passion with everybody else.
You're finally getting the respect that you deserve. Is that what you're saying?
Man, I work my ass off, bro. And it's, it's not what you see on Instagram. There's not all this glamour behind this pizza world. I think people who want to get into this business, they see the sexy side of pizza, right? They see the expos, the sponsorships, television. Bro, that's not what it all is. It's behind the scenes. It's what you do off camera, right? It's what you do day in and day out that is the real bread and butter of the pizza industry. It's not all lights, camera, action, my man. And you see that too because you're grinding. I always see you grinding. I see you at expos with your camera, judging competitions, getting your name out there, right? Like, I think we met last year, you were judging the competition, and from there, dude, you just exploded. And that's because you have a passion for this, you could tell, and when you grind and have a passion, other people see that, they recognize it. And you got to understand that, like, when two people have a passion, you connect and you meet each other. So, I mean, kudos to you, man.
That's why we're here today.
Yeah, man, your podcast is blowing up, and this, I gave you this exclusive because I see the work you're putting in. I see your passion for it. So I wanted you to have that.
Then let's not squander this opportunity.
Hell no, bro.
Thank you. Let's talk about how you even got on the show, because they could have chosen anyone, like you said. They even chose a couple people from New York. And so what did you do to stand out?
All right. So one day I was in the pizzeria, I'm making dough, and a kid that worked for me that I actually met at Pizza Expo, he said, "Yo, I got a DM from some girls asking me if I could do an interview for Chopped." I'm like, all right, that's cool. I'm like, it's probably a scam, but whatever. I said, just respond and see what it is. An hour goes by and my other guy who works for me goes, "Yo, I got this same message." And then I'm like, Man, wait a second. I look at my phone. I'm like, oh shit, I got the same message. So I'm like, all right, guys, let me respond to this. Let me see if this is real. So I responded, and the girl goes, I was hoping you would respond. You're at the top of our list for what we're trying to do. We're looking for someone to represent Roman style pizza. Would you be able to hop on a call or a Zoom call with our producers? Still thought it was a scam. I was like, here's my email address. Send me whatever you need. Next thing you know, a Zoom link comes in, pick a day to do it. I get on there, and sure enough, it was real. It was the real deal. So I meet with them. It was like just a quick 10-minute thing. I think they wanted to see if I really was who I said I am, if I was eloquent, if I could talk good, if I was not. They just wanted to make sure, like, it was a screening, basically. It was like, is this guy legit? Is he a catfish? Whatever. So I got through that, and then I got an email saying, hey, we loved meeting with you. Would you be able to send us pictures of you, your family, and tell us more about your accolades in the pizza world? So I sent them photos of me and my wife. I sent them a clip of a different podcast I did with Nino Coniglio. I sent them the Pizza Today article where I won Rising Star of Pizza. I sent them a news article where I got second place in the Pan Division. So just all these accolades. And then they said, we're going to set up another interview. That was when I called Nino Coniglio, who is also a chop champion. And I said, hey, Nino, what was your process of getting the show? Like, when you spoke to them, what did you tell them that made them like you? And Nino, he's like, yo, bro, you gotta be cocky, bro. Tell them you're the best. Tell them you're the fucking best and nobody's gonna beat you, and you just gotta be cocky. You gotta remember it's for TV. Just be you. Be the cockiest version of you, right? So I'm like, well, that's fucking easy, bro. I'm like, you just want me to be cocky? No problem. So I get on there, and my partner Dom Mimo, who was sitting in the office, and he's sitting on the couch, and I'm on the Zoom call with the producers, and I'm just being like, I'm the best. Nobody's gonna beat me. They're asking me these weird questions, seeing how I would respond to it, just being super boisterous. And Mimo, when I hung up the call, I'm like, how do you think I go? He's like, I'm gonna throw up. He's like, that made me. He goes, that made me so nauseous. He's like, that was just ridiculous. He's like, but they're definitely going to pick you for this, And then you just go step by step. It was like a series of like 5 or 6 Zoom calls, like almost like Super Mario. You keep going up a level until you reach the boss. And then finally you reach the boss, you have the Zoom call, and they're just like, you're fucking perfect. Like, we're going to shoot in October. Please clear your schedule. You're in. And I was like, cool. You know what I mean? It wasn't until, honestly, I had some second thoughts about doing it. But I started to binge watch Chopped, and I started to see what was in those baskets. And I'm not a chef. I didn't go to culinary school. Everything I learned was just learning in the kitchen from different chefs and pizza makers that I've worked with. So you got to have balls to go on a show like that and put yourself out there for everybody to see. If I go on there and I claim I'm this spectacular pizza maker and I fumble the bag on the first round or something like that, it's embarrassing. So I almost like backed out.
Somebody's got to lose. But
yeah, somebody.
Okay.
So I went into it saying, you know what? I think any publicity is good publicity. Let me put Roman style pizza, on the map, and let me start training. Right. So I had like a month to really train and get in the kitchen. So I called every chef I knew, spoke to them, I spoke to John Arena. I spoke to Nino Coniglio. I spoke to Vinny from Good Pie, because they were on the show also. And they explained to me how it worked. Vinny was actually super helpful. He was like, look, you got to look at every basket like it's a puzzle, right? And he said, there's some guy making that basket thinking of a pizza you could make with that basket. If you could solve his riddle, he's like, you're golden. And so I think that stuck with me a lot. So I also got into the kitchen and I started learning like all the French sauces and learn how to make those bases, like a roux and a bechamel, like all those things. So I had a foundation for anything that was presented to me in the basket.
It sounds like you didn't wing it.
No. So I went into it saying, as long as I don't get chopped first, I'm happy. You know what I mean? Let me just get past the first round, dude. and then we'll take it from there.
Have you checked in with Miriam?
Miriam got balls, dude. Miriam, I gotta say, everybody that went on that show, dude, they knew what they were doing. Okay, they knew what they were getting themselves into. I'm sure Miriam practiced at home. I'm sure she put the time in. Unfortunately, I don't know why she didn't get that pizza in the oven sooner, because you got to understand, we got a half hour to make a pizza. And in my world, a half hour is a long time to make a pizza. Everything I trained for went out the window when I opened those baskets. I just went on autopilot. It's for real. Like, I went on autopilot and I got very technical and said, if I stick to the fundamentals, right, and I stick to the technical way of doing things and simplify it as much as possible and don't take too many risks, I will probably win this episode. Because I know the other people on the episode were, at the end of the day, besides Mike, they're home pizza makers. Miriam does pop-ups. John makes pizza in his house for charity. He's never worked on a professional pizza oven. He's never made dough in a spiral mixer or any, you know what I mean? It was just, it's a lot for a guy like that to go in there and say, like, he made it to the final. Like, look at, like, it was incredible what he was doing. Every round after you finish, you go into the room and he kept saying, like, I can't believe I'm still here. He's like, I'm just happy to be here. Like, he was the nicest guy in the world, and he killed it, dude. Like, he was making moles and all kinds of stuff, and he was taking risks all over the place. And it was unbelievable. But Miriam knows what she's doing, and I don't know why. Like, I don't know. It frustrates me because I really did think it was going to be me and Miriam. She makes incredible pizza. I've seen her pictures and everything, and she's learned from a lot of people. She's learned from Dom. She's learned from Roberto Caparuccio. She's learned from some of the best. But someone's got to get chopped first, right? It just someone's got to happen. And I don't think she made a bad pizza. I think she just ran out of time. You know, maybe they invite her back. I don't know, but I think really it was just the time got to her. It wasn't the basket. She knew what she was doing. It's just the time got to her.
Yeah, that sucks. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
We love you, Miriam.
Yeah, no, I have, dude, I didn't really know Miriam too well, right? But I really did think, and so did the producers. The producers thought that me and her were going to be in the final two. I didn't really know Mike too well before the episode, and I had no idea who John was. But Mike was a real chef, dude. Like, legit. He went to culinary school. He knew what he was doing. I was the most nervous about him after the first round because he made, I don't even know, it was some kind of sort of green sauce that I saw him blending up. And now I look back on it and go, it was an experience. It was crazy. And I have so much respect for everybody that I went against.
That's it. Before we continue with the show, I just want to say a special thank you to our show sponsors, Uni Pizza Ovens and Cordo Olive Oil. One of the people that we were talking about on this show, Miriam from the Czar Report, uses Uni ovens to run her pop-up. And yes, if you're looking to make next level pizza at home, or if you're looking to start your pizza business, you gotta get with Uni. Their portable ovens can get super duper hot, and you can make the pizza of your dreams. And they're super portable, so you can take them anywhere. You can take them on the beach, to the park, or to your next pop-up. There's an affiliate link in the show notes. And if you decide to use it, it'll greatly help the show so much. Appreciate you. Secondly, thank you so much for Cordo Olive Oil for sponsoring this episode. Honestly, I love Cordo so much. I'm constantly reminded because I use them almost every single time I make pizza, whether it's in the dough or drizzled on top for that finesse, you know what I mean? Olive oil just isn't the same when you compare it to a commodity oil versus a high quality, freshly picked, at peak olive oil like Cordo. The taste is second to none. And oh my gosh, really, when you want to level up your pizza, you gotta get with Cordo. There's an affiliate link in the show notes. If you decide to re-up your supply or buy it for the first time, I'd appreciate it if you use the link in the show notes. It'll greatly help the show so much. And I'd love to let you know that if you're a pizza operator and you're thinking about Cordo for the first time, there's a link in the show notes. That way you can get a free taste testing. Trust me, it'll be so worth it. I I appreciate you listening to our show sponsors who support this episode and make this podcast possible. Now, back to the episode. You make Roman pizza for a living, but then also you don't got the same oven while you're there. Did you make your own dough for that show, or did they make it for you?
No, so they made all the dough for it. They had an outside team make the dough. So they made all the dough, and we were presented with, I basically gave them a recipe that I formulated for home use, right? Because Roman style pizza is very difficult to do at home. And I practiced in my home oven in different people's home ovens just to see how it would come out. It took me like a month to formulate this. So I practiced that, and baking Roman pizza in a home oven, I figured out that it was a 14-minute bake, where my regular pizza oven is an 8-minute bake, so almost double the time. And you had to cook it at the top rack without a pizza stone. So I tried it with a pizza stone, I tried it without. So I'm actually going to come out with a video on how to make Roman style pizza at home with a home mixer and everything. So that's going to be coming out soon, because I think that's the most requested thing that I get asked is like, how can I make this at home? Because everyone wants to dabble in it a little bit with that high hydration dough. But I think that was the hardest part, was not cooking it. I think even the judges said it at the beginning. They're like, look, you got 4 pizza makers here who are using dough that's not theirs and baking that pizza in an oven that they've never used before. So how you do a pizza episode of Chopped with those parameters, kind of weird. I think you would say, everybody make your own dough, and everybody tell us what pizza oven you want to bring in, and we'll have it there just for this episode, and everybody gets a deck.
Not going to happen.
Not going to happen. You're dealing with the Food Network. This is a monster. They don't care. They just want to make television.
Generally, when it comes to Chopped, there are like 3 rounds or 3 baskets. And rather than talk about all of them, why don't we encourage the audience to watch the entire episode, but maybe you can just tell us about the first basket. Let us know, what did you end up making for the first round?
So the pizzas that I made first round was secret ingredients were anchovies, carrots, frozen mozzarella sticks, and I always forget the last one. Oh, the charcuterie cone, right? So in that charcuterie cone was bresaola, salami, rosemary, mango cheese, raspberries, and stuff like that. An insider hint that you guys don't know is in that episode there was no pork, because Mike doesn't eat pork. So before the show they asked me, are you allergic to anything? Is there anything you don't eat? Is there anything that you don't want? And he must have said, I don't want to eat pork. So now all of a sudden, pork for a pizza episode is out the window. Go figure, bro. Like, I was just like, everything that kept coming out, I'm like, why is it beef bresaola? Why is this bison sausage? I don't understand. Why can't you just give me like hot sausage or regular sausage? And even in the pantry, there was no mortadella, there was no prosciutto, there was nothing that had any pork in it. So whatever. And they told us that afterwards, but I was like, oh, that makes sense. So basically, I went on autopilot with this one, right? Because as soon as I saw the anchovies, I said, okay, I got anchovies, I got carrots, I got 2 really fresh ingredients. The mozzarella sticks, I just said, okay, I have mozzarella. Like, you got to simplify things like that, right? When they give you bison sausage, you have to eliminate the word bison, and you have to say, okay, I have sausage. So I said, okay, what do I have? I have anchovies, I have carrots, I have mozzarella. And then in the charcuterie cone, I immediately saw bresaola. So I'm like, okay, bresaola is like a prosciutto. So I went on autopilot. I said, I've seen Massimiliano. I don't eat anchovies. I've seen Massimiliano make a caprese pizza with capers, anchovies, fresh tomatoes, and then top it with prosciutto, right? So I cut the tomatoes. I put salt, pepper, oregano, the rosemary from the charcuterie cone. I took the tops of the carrots and extra virgin olive oil, and I squeezed it all together with my hands. And I made like this caprese sauce with capers and everything. I stretched my dough. I put that on as a base. I put the anchovies on top, right? And then I said, okay, I'm going to use more of the carrots because I can't just use the stems. And I took the mozzarella from the inside of the mozzarella stick. I took off all the breading on it and chopped it up like really fine and put it on top and started to bake that as my base. Then I took the carrots and I shaved them down to like with a peeler, and I just shaved them into strings, and then I deep fried those. So I took those out. I had these crispy carrot tops. I took out the pizza. It was baked perfectly because I had practice. I put the bresaola on each slice as if it was a slice of prosciutto. I put basil, pecorino, and then sprinkled on the carrot tops. So I kept it really light and really fresh and really fragrant. And the one thing I wanted to do for the episode was make my pizzas look as beautiful as possible so that when people are at home and they see the pizza, they say, wow, that looks beautiful compared to the other pizza. I wanted to be an artist and I wanted to make it look nice. Yeah, that's what I did for the first round. And the judge said, this pizza looks like it should be on a magazine and it tastes like it should be on a magazine too. And I was the first one to get judged of the whole competition. And that was the first thing that was said to me. So imagine me sitting there nervous as fuck, like being like, holy shit, I'm about to get judged by these three chefs. And he goes and says that. And immediately all that doubt and all that stress and all that thing went out the window. And you're like, okay, I'm meant to be here. Like I nailed that shit.
Now, I guess for the listeners, and maybe you can remind me too, was the first round, because when you do chopped, there's usually the appetizer, the entree, and the dessert round. Was this technically an appetizer round or?
Correct. It was an appetizer round. When it comes to pizza, I don't think it mattered. I think it was just first round, second round, and dessert. I think the only thing that was different was the dessert. But, as far as appetizers go, I think mine most resembled like a fresh salad. That's kind of what I was going for. That's why I did the fresh tomatoes I kept it light and salady,
Yeah. Did you have that kind of strategy in mind going into it, or was it
No, I just used what the basket gave me. You got to be careful with bringing non-basket items into it. But when you bring tomatoes into a pizza, it's kind of like customary to have a sauce. But I also think that wasn't the puzzle that they wanted me to solve. Now that I look back on it, I think whoever made that basket wanted me to make some sort of a sauce with the carrots and the charcuterie board, some sort of a ragu or something like that with the meats, and so I look back on things and say, well, what should I have done different? What could I have done different? And it doesn't matter because I won. The result is fine. My wife yells at me. She's like, it doesn't matter. You won. Even if you did something different, the result would have been the same. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm on TV and I should have did better, But in that moment, it's like you don't have the time to think that you have. Since October, I've been thinking about this,
Yeah. I'm guilty of being one of those people who are like, no, what the fuck are you doing? Like, of course you do this, of course you do that, but I'm not the one in the arena, man. Like you being who you are in that position right then and there. It's like you work with the best that you got, the knowledge that you have, the time that you have, and you make it happen. And dude, I'm just so honored to be talking with a winner here.
I love that you said I saw your personality because my goal was to be authentic and be myself. I think they try to make you into something you're not on the show, but I was definitely myself. And I just went with my instincts. And there's a lot of shit they edited out and cut out. So you get a 30-minute time limit, right? Dude, I was done with all my pizzas in 15 minutes. So I'm standing around for 15 minutes, just standing there watching everybody else. And if you look really closely at the footage, if you notice little things, the person I was on one end, so I'm all the way on the left, baking all the way next to the pantry, right? And everybody that was next to me slowly started getting chopped. So Miriam went, the next guy went, and the next guy went. I'm standing there, I'm in a competition, I'm talking a little shit, dude. It's just 15 minutes, I'm just standing around, and I'm saying, are you going to get that thing in the oven? What are you doing, Mike? You're just going to throw that on there? All right, bro. Like, you know what I mean? So it wasn't like egregious, but it was just like little tiny things and I think it also got to their head a little bit because I'm standing there and they're like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? Like I'm nowhere near done with my pizza. And that shit gets to your head. You remember when you were in high school, right? And you got to take a test and then the smartest kid in the room all of a sudden is done first and hands in his paper first. And you're like, well, what the fuck? I'm not even halfway done with this test. This guy's done already. That's exactly what it was like. And even the producers were saying to me, Rob, are you sure you're done? Yeah. You used everything in the basket? I think so. You want to come here and check? And I said, I used this. I'm like, yeah, I used everything. They're like, okay. They're like, you good? And then the producer would come over and look at my pizza. She's like, oh, yeah, you're done. Okay. It's a different animal. When you make pizza every day in a business and you're on a time crunch all the time and you're under pressure all the time, it's a different animal. I work really well under pressure. I like the pressure. I thrive in it. Some people don't. And if you want to go on that show and if you don't thrive under pressure, don't do it. Don't do it.
Let's double tap on that a minute because I wanted to bring that up before we ended. And that is you outrep these individual competitors every day. Like you are doing volumes on volumes on volumes. So that, if anything, was your biggest advantage. You're doing like when so I've worked at a restaurant before. I've worked at a pizzeria. I know what it's like to pop out 100 in a dinner session. No problem. That feeling when I'm there in the kitchen, when the ovens are on and everyone's like, don't fuck up that pizza because it's going to throw off our times. That feeling is completely different from when I'm making pizza Friday night and it's just me cruising.
Yeah.
Right? It's so
Dude,
different.
It's a different thing.
And for you to bring that experience, it's a huge different thing. It's a huge advantage for you.
Yeah, dude. I'm telling you, that was a huge advantage because not only are you cooking, what you don't see on camera is there's 20 people in front of each person with cameras in your face and you're on a time clock trying to make a pizza with everybody watching you, knowing that everybody at home is going to be watching you. Do you know what that does to your psyche? It's an incredible pressure that unless you're used to being under that sort of pressure, you can't replicate it. It's an abundance of stuff on your shoulders and you got to perform at your best.
I'm sure people like Miriam and the other guy, Michael, they all do some sort of commercial thing on a bigger scale. Even John does pop-ups out of his house, but I'm assuming there's less volume that he does. But you have people literally waiting at your store like, where the fuck is my pizza? Like it should have been done 5 minutes ago. And so the pressure's on more often than not on your end. And you just brought that to the competition.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And I think Mike works in a restaurant. And so he's had that pressure before. When he got chopped in the second round, I was shocked, dude. If you look at my face when he got chopped, I couldn't believe it because I really thought that it was going to be as after Miriam got chopped, I'm like, it's going to be me and him. So everybody I thought that I would be with just went. The last person I thought that I was going to be with John, and he impressed the hell out of me, man. And he's a cool dude. I'm going to be doing a Zoom charity event with him because his whole thing is feeding the homeless and doing stuff for the charity. So we're going to be doing like a little mini pizza class for charity on Zoom.
Good. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not all competitive advantage because clearly John got to the finals, but you definitely started off strong.
Dude, listen, man, it was a shock. It was a shock. And I think, look, we're making television too. He had a great personality. He was great on camera. This stuff plays into it too. He was funny. He was eloquent. He spoke well. He had a mission statement that was great. That was one of the things I was nervous about too going into it was the mission statement, right? Look at the other competitors. I got a guy who is African-American that was in jail, who learned how to make pizza and is on this road to redemption for his life and is doing really big things in his community. And then you have Miriam, who is a female making pizza for pop-ups and trying to raise enough money to open up her own place. And then you have Mike, John, who's making pizza in his house for charity to feed the homeless. There was one that didn't belong, and that was me. I'm a straight white male, Italian straight white male. His family is well off and owns his own restaurant and is doing like there's no controversy here. It's it. So going into it, I was like, I'm so done, dude. Like they're gonna chop me first because, like, dude, with all the political correctness in the world today, man, I really thought that. But at the end of the day, it was a real competition, and I tried to be as humble as I could on camera and. I hope that came out. I hope I didn't look too cocky, and I hope I didn't look arrogant or anything like that. I just tried to be authentically myself.
At the end of the day, your food spoke.
Food talks, man. Food talks.
Food talks. Yeah. So 2 questions. What are you going to do with your money? No, I'm just kidding. I know you don't have to tell me.
To be honest with you, I didn't even get the check yet. I filmed back in October. They said that you get it after it airs. It aired last week. When I get the money, I will figure it out. Camera, I said that I was going to do a scholarship fund for different people who may not have the opportunity to go train with other pizza makers. Like I trained with Massimiliano, right? It wasn't cheap. Like to get a guy like that here to train with him for 2 weeks, it's very expensive. And I'm fortunate that I had that opportunity, right? And for other people that want to get into a business that maybe don't have that type of money to get off the ground or get the training that they need, my goal was to take that $10,000 and maybe donate it to someone who I saw was really passionate, right? It was to go to these expos, and like me and you were just at Pizza Expo. There's so many people that come up to me that are just getting started in the business, that start off doing pop-ups and they start off doing little things here and there, but they're so passionate and they want me to teach them how to make pizza, or they want Massimo, or they want Roberto Caparuccio, whoever it may be. But those guys charge $2,000 for one day. So if I see someone that's worthy of that, you say, here, take this $2,000. I go work out a deal with Roberto. Roberto, you're going to train this guy for 2 days. I'm going to pay for him. Please, whatever. So that's kind of what my goal was, to establish that kind of scholarship, to reload it every couple of years with different donations.
Damn, you are too kind, man. I would love to see that play out.
Yeah, when I get the money, we're going to figure it out. You know what I mean? Because for me, Chopped wasn't about the money. I do well in my restaurant. The $10,000 is not going to change my life. They take tax out also, so it's probably more like $5,000 that I'm going to get. But for me, it was just to put Roman style pizza on a platform, to excel the pizza industry forward, to bring recognition to the artisanal styles that we're trying to do and trying to create, and earn the respect in the pizza community. And also, dude, the part of it is personal too. It's making my family proud, making my mentors proud, giving something my son could watch a couple years when he's older to understand and say, hey, that daddy just went on TV and won a competition. Do little things like that. I'd be crazy to tell you that there wasn't a selfish aspect to it for me, for myself, that I wanted to win for myself to justify everything I was doing. Winners win, bro. Winners win. Just like you're a winner, bro. You win. You're winning this podcast game. You're winning in life. You're making it in the pizza world. Much respect, dude.
I appreciate your candor, man. Fuck.
I'm serious. Idris, you're killing it, dude.
Thank you. I learned from the best. I'd be remiss to ask, because this show is really about helping people, whether you're listening to this and you're thinking, shit, maybe I should get on the next competition. I guess business-wise, has it helped your business out at all, if any?
Bro, I can't even describe what this has done for my business, man. Since I got back, I had to fly from Vegas, from the Pizza Expo. The episode came out Tuesday. Pizza Expo started Tuesday. So Wednesday and Thursday was Pizza Expo. I was supposed to fly out Friday to help clean up the booth and everything. I had to fly back on Thursday night on the red eye because business was crazy. We're up like 200 to 300% in sales. People are coming in and taking pictures with me. I'm all over Facebook. Every news outlet wants to interview me. Long Island is a little community. It's not a small community, but they're a community that's really passionate about pizza. It's crazy. Like, pizza is like the talk of the town here. And now you have a local Long Island guy who went on national TV and beat Chicago, New York, or Brooklyn, Philly. So and now it's just this Long Island guy won. And my pizzeria is really hidden. I'm in like this area next to a train station and next to a hospital, and it's on a little side road. So there's a lot of people that didn't know I even existed, even though I've been here for 5 years, that are coming in and being like, yo, I saw you on Food Network. I'm like, taste the pizza before you congratulate me. They sit down, they taste the pizza, like, holy shit, this is the best pizza I ever had. This Roman style pizza, I've never had it before. And honestly, a lot of it I owe to Domenico Tolomeo, who's my partner, who is doing he created this New York style pizza that he's doing here at Taglio. We became partners, and he brought that style. So I have the best of both worlds here. I have high-end Roman style done the right way, and I have really, really good New York style done the right way by two monster pizza makers. You know what I mean? So it's taken off, dude. So if you're thinking about doing these competitions, if you ever look online, there's ads for you to fill out applications for Beat Bobby Flay, for Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, Guys Grocery Games. Yo, fill out those applications, because you'll never know, dude, what's going to happen. Not many people are afforded this opportunity that I have. And I could easily squander it, but every business needs a catalyst to go viral nowadays. It's all about going viral in podcast, in Instagram, and everything. Just viral. It's just going viral. And this made my place go viral. Having Barstool come to your place and give you a high score makes you go viral. These things could change your business. So fill out those applications, because on the off chance that they select you, could change your life. It could change your business. So just do it and go for it.
I love that. Thank you for sharing. I want to be respectful of your time, so I want to ask you these final 2 questions. What's one mistake in pizza, business, or life that people should avoid, if there's something that we haven't covered already?
Business, don't overextend yourself. Make time for your family, make time for yourself, make time for doing the things that make you happy. If your business makes you happy, that's cool, but there's more to life than being in a pizzeria day to day nonstop. Don't make that mistake. And I kind of see it right now with what I'm going through with this whole rush of Chopped. Is like, I miss my son, I miss hanging out with him, and I've had to do so much stuff that he doesn't understand because he's 2. So in life, there's that aspect. And in business, there's that aspect. In pizza, I don't think there's much you could really do wrong, right? Because pizza it's non-binary, if that makes sense, dude. It could be whatever you want it to be. You could be artisanal, you could be Domino's, you could be whatever you want it to be, it could be, and it's not wrong. So keep experimenting, push the limits of what you think you could do. I'm always looking to learn, and I'm always looking to create new techniques and styles and experiment with different things.
Thank you for sharing. Before I ask my final question, I just want to say, dude, I didn't know what to expect out of this episode, but it was such a good time.
You thought I was going to suck. I know.
Yeah. Like your pizza in the competition 2 years ago.
For those of you who don't know, so I did a competition in 2020. Okay, 22. I probably made the best pizza I've ever made in my life. It was with my friend Angelo Mind Machine's porchetta. It was a potato rosemary porchetta. It was on a freaking 82%, 96-hour direct fermented dough. It was incredible. And I got 6th place in the competition. And this is why I think I'm going to retire from competing, especially after my Chopped win. And Idrif was one of the judges who ripped me apart and said he hated my pizza. Thank you so much, Idrif. I appreciate it. It's all right, though.
Are you done?
I'm just kidding, dude. I'm just kidding. Look, if these competitions, there's a lot of luck involved, man. It's a lot of luck. You guys can't be expected to judge 60 pizzas in a day. It's just impossible. But it was fun. It was fun, and you know what you're doing, so.
Whether I know what I'm doing or not, whether I judge you fairly or not, you never know, but it could have been the other judges. What matters now is you're finally getting the respect that you deserve. I
hope so. I mean,
you're a freaking world pizza champion, by the way.
Yeah. I got inducted into the World Pizza Champions. That was fun. And I don't know. So much shit happened this year with pizza for me. It's hard to keep up with. Shout out World Pizza Champions. They're awesome. Awesome team. Led by Tony Gimignani. He's great.
Hey, man. Keep the momentum going. I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you. You're the king.
I don't know about the king, but I make some good pizza, bro.
King of Long Island, baby. Yeah. Mineola.
No, the king is already taken on Long Island, but I make good pizza. So, yeah, man, dude, this was fun. Your podcast is fucking awesome, dude. So you had Marky Mark on here, my boy. I went to high school with him. 2 guys killing it in the pizza world. He's the best. And dude, keep doing your thing, man, because I could tell you really have a passion for this. And like I said, if you have a passion, go fucking take that shit, man, and keep doing sick podcasts, bro. Just do your thing, man. I'm happy for you. I'm happy to sit down and talk to you.
Thank you, brother. My final question was, what do you want to leave the audience with today? But I can take that as your last message, or if you want to add anything else, let me know.
Get that shit. Take what's yours, bro. Don't hold back. Just take that next step, bro. Take that next step. Don't be scared to do it. Go to pizza expos, learn, open a book, go on YouTube, text me, call me, text other people. Don't be scared to DM other pizza people to get help, to get ideas. We're fucking pizza makers, dude. We're not celebrities. Don't go to the pizza expo and be scared to talk to a Tony Gimignani or a John Arena. Like, these guys are super nice and super helpful, and we're here to help, and we're here to grow the industry, and we're here to move it forward. right? If I was scared to talk to all these guys, right, I wouldn't be where I am. I wouldn't be a world pizza champion. I wouldn't make great pizza. I would have never got on Chopped, you know? It's little things like that. Dude, I stress it. Go for it. Go for it. Move forward and be the best you could be.
Oh, I'm so glad I asked you that question at the end. Whew. Rob, you're the fucking best, man. I'm so glad we're friends. I'm glad you're a homie. I'm glad I know you through Pizza Club. I'm glad
You can catch me on Pizza Club too. I'm on Pizza Club almost every night.
That's what's up, dude. That's what's up. This is a tight community, and I'm glad we're friends through it. Thanks for being on, man.
Yeah, buddy. So I'm happy to be here. This was great.
Well, there you have it. My conversation with Rob from Taglio Pizza. Damn it, I just love the way that ended. And I hope you're feeling pumped. I hope you're feeling hyped. I hope you're feeling good. And if you found this episode useful, exciting, or fun, I would greatly appreciate it if you shared it with a friend. Share it on Instagram, share it on Facebook, anywhere we can help this show get more eyes and ears. I'd greatly appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you're following Rob. Check out all of his delicious, crazy creations. Seriously, his pizza looks so good. His Instagram, as well as mine, are going to be linked in the show notes. One other thing, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the show. That way you don't miss any episodes in the future. And finally, it helps so much, especially when you think about it, like we rely so much on reviews in the world, Yelp, Google, all that stuff, whether we like it or not. I would greatly appreciate it if you left this podcast 5 stars. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate you. Other than that, I love you. Till next time. Peace.